This is 365 kg. Each kg here represents 1 day of your diet throughout the year. To give you a bit of perspective, this is what 1 kg looks like, or 1 day. Let's call it Thanksgiving. And this is the impact Thanksgiving has on your diet throughout the year. You ready? Absolutely nothing. The impact of gorging yourself on Thanksgiving doesn't exactly do nothing, but it does much less than we think. But if you're still skeptical, here's what damage could occur on Thanksgiving Day. For shits and giggles, let's just say we ate half a turkey, half a pumpkin pie, which doesn't actually seem that unrealistic anyway, and half a tub of cranberry sauce. That's around 3,500 calories. Half a pumpkin pie, that's going to be around 1,200 calories. Half a tub of cranberry sauce. We're going to change this to 1 cup. 1 cup of cranberry sauce, which is going to be around 500 calories. Total, 5,200 calories. This is just in one dinner as well, Thanksgiving dinner. For us to gain 1 kilo of body fat, we'd have to eat in a calorie surplus of 7,700 calories. And we haven't even reached that. So we wouldn't even gain from this dinner 1 kg of fat. We also have to consider that we burn calories throughout the day. So if this was me, I burn around 3,500 calories per day, just from my height, my weight, my age, my sex, the amount of movement that I do when I'm walking around, the amount of steps that I do, the amount of training that I actually do, lifting weights and doing jiu-jitsu, and also something called the thermic effect of food, which is the cost of calories that you have when you're breaking down food into your stomach. So if I took that of 5,200, I'm only left with 1,700 calories, which is about a quarter of 7,700, which means if I went to town on Thanksgiving and I ate half a turkey, half a pumpkin pie, and a cup of cranberry bloody sauce, I'd only put on 250 grams, which is about half a pound. So then why is it that sometimes we wake up and we haven't just gained half a pound, we've gained 3 or 4 pounds? Well, this is because we don't only gain weight by gaining fat, we gain weight because of other things as well. When our weight goes up, it can simply be just because we've been eating too much, and we can gain fat through creating a calorie surplus, eating more calories than we burn. You should probably know that by now, but that is not the only way that our weight can go up on the scales, especially on the next day of Thanksgiving. A lot of the foods that we eat on Thanksgiving Day contain a lot of salt or sodium. And when we have a high level of sodium in our body, it can really fluctuate our weight. And I had Jordan Sullivan, the fight dietitian, on my podcast to talk about this exact thing.
To manipulate water, we can also take out salt or sodium or lower it, because again, sodium is what we call osmotically active, which just means it draws water, it holds on to water. So it makes sense, the more sodium you have in your body, the more water. Like I said, if you go to an Asian or restaurant that's very salty, lots of salty food, you'll wake up holding more water and be heavier. So we take that out, get more free loss of water.
When we sit down for Thanksgiving dinner, we also have foods that are very high in carbohydrates. And when we eat lots of carbohydrates, they fill something called our glycogen stores. And within around 1 gram of glycogen in our body, that 1 gram of glycogen can store 3 grams of water. So if we have a high amount of carbs, that's going to mean we're going to have a high amount of glycogen stores that are full, not depleted. That means that we're going to have an increased water retention in our body. So when the scales are showing that they've gone up, it's not just fat, it's not just salt, it could also be water. Jordan Sullivan also talked about this on my podcast. Here's what he had to say around glycogen.
If you eat a lot of carbohydrates and you're not doing a lot of high intensity activity that's going to burn it, your body will store it away because it's good energy. It's really good energy. So it'll store it as this thing called glycogen, and we'll put glycogen in our muscles and we'll put glycogen in our liver, but glycogen holds water with it. So if you've got a lot of glycogen or you're topped up with your glycogen stores, you're going to have a lot of water. If you take away the carbohydrate from the diet, or you do a lot of high intensity activity without that carbohydrate, your body will start burning into those stores because it wants to use it as energy. This is why you see people who use ketogenic diets or go on a high fat, low carb diet. Why they get that initial weight loss so fast and they go, this is great, this is so amazing. It's because they're ripping out all these glycogen stores, which not only takes out the physical glycogen, but then all the water. And for every 1 gram of glycogen, there's 2 to 3 grams of water with it. So you can imagine if you've got 500 grams of glycogen in your body, that's a couple kilos you're just ripping off by simply removing the carbohydrate. You can see why people get so stoked with keto, but then it doesn't
And they get
last.
stuck in the trap.
Yeah, but then obviously it doesn't last because you've got to be in that deficit to actually lose the body fat.
And there's one more thing that can influence our weight that isn't just fat. I'll let Jordan Sullivan explain it to you.
Loss of water. Like I said, your gut will have a lot of food in it at any one point. And the biggest contributor to that is how much fiber you have, which is a great thing. Everyday life, you eat more fiber, you slow that transit. It's more food, more time for your good gut bacteria to eat it. It's amazing. You should have lots of fiber in your diet, but we can manipulate that in 3 to 4 days and take out all the fiber and then clear that empty space. That's 1 to 2 kilos that you could be holding.
But if you are interested in lessening the damage that happens on Thanksgiving Day, there are a few things that you could do. And as a coach to thousands of people in Team Brock Ashby all around the world, but specifically in the United States on Thanksgiving Day, there are some best practices that we can do. Let's say you have 6 meals per day: breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, dessert. Pretty simple. Instead of having 6 meals on a normal day like you would, what you could actually do is restructure your day. Instead of having breakfast, you could put those calories to later on in the day when you're going to have dinner. Instead of having your snack, you could also put that towards the end of the day for your dinner. So you could skip breakfast, skip the snack, and intermittent fast. Maybe you have your first meal at 11 to 12. Now this is your first meal. And instead of having a normal sized meal that you usually would for lunch, you could actually reduce the size of this meal to save more calories for Thanksgiving dinner. So you could get rid of this and maybe have something with half the amount of calories. Then you could still have your snack before dinner, and then the calories that you were going to have for breakfast, for your snack, and the other half of lunch could go stacked right on top of Thanksgiving dinner so you can enjoy more calories to enjoy your Thanksgiving. This technique is called daily calorie backloading. This technique works on the day, but if you want to prepare your week, this is how I'll do it. A normal week of your diet would look like this. Calories are going up, the days of the week are going across. What you're going to do is pretty much eat the same amount of calories every single day. Whether that's in a calorie surplus, at maintenance, or at a deficit, the best practice is usually to eat the same calories every day. So that way you know what to expect, there's no surprises, you can get into a routine, it's easy to remember, and your body knows what's coming, so you can start getting into a really good rhythm with your meals, and that can also pay dividends into your sleep. And this can also help you have control over something in your life, because life is often very uncontrolled. Things like work, things like family, things like relationships can get in the way. But if you know that you always have the same calories every day and you know what foods to expect, that can be a really good feeling. But if we know that Thanksgiving is coming up on Thursday, then this is how we can structure the week to lessen the damage of when we eat our body weight in pumpkin pie. Let's call our maintenance 2,500 calories. Instead of eating 2,500 calories every single day, what we can do is try to bank up Thanksgiving Thursday so that we can enjoy ourselves on Thanksgiving. But in order for that to happen, we're gonna have to make some changes throughout the week. Let's just say on Thanksgiving Thursday, we want to eat 5,000 calories. So this is gonna be up here. If we wanted to maintain a 2,500 calorie daily average or 17,500 calories over the week, what we're gonna have to do to compensate for these 5,000 calories is eat 2,000 calories every other day but Thursday. So it's going to look like this. We're coming underneath 2,500 like that, and then we go up, we enjoy Thanksgiving, woohoo, hell yeah, and then we come back down Friday, Saturday, Sunday. This way, we've enjoyed Thanksgiving Thursday, but we've also honored our goals that we had to stick to our weekly calorie goals. And this technique is called weekly calorie backloading. You could also do something crazy extreme, like not even eat on Monday, do a full day fast. Tuesday, have your 2,500 calories like normal. Wednesday, have a full day fast. And then on Thursday, you can have your 5,000 calories because that is 2 days. Monday and Wednesday were 2,500 calories originally. So if you just drop them, then you have 5,000 calories on Thursday, and then you can continue Friday, Saturday, Sunday to eat your normal diet. The only thing is, who the hell wants to not eat for a day? Just like one hot day doesn't make a summer, one day overindulging in food, surrounding yourself with friends and family and thankfulness, the most important part of the day, doesn't make a bad diet. So grab some turkey, cover it in cranberry sauce, grab some pumpkin pie and everything else that's on the table, and enjoy a plate or 2 or 3, because one day literally does nothing to your diet over the year. It just doesn't. If your goal is fat loss though, days like Thanksgiving might happen one too many times and they keep stuffing your diet up and you just keep repeating the same mistakes. There may be some things that you can do to help improve your diet and improve how full you feel whilst you're trying to lose fat. And if that is you, then I made this video for you to help you stay full while you're dieting and make it feel less like a diet